We feel you, Orange County fans. I know it was a difficult weekend as we saw Orange County up not once but twice, and they were up late in the match in Sacramento, poised to come home with 3 points, and 2 late goals see Sacramento steal the match from us. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about the upcoming match against Colorado Springs. Let's get right into this. Welcome to the Show of Champions. This is the Orange and Black SoccerCast. How's it going, Orange County? Welcome to another episode of the Orange and Black SoccerCast, your first and only show dedicated to Orange County Soccer Club, its fans, and supporters. I'm your host, Ray Samora. I'm here to take you through this journey as we discuss all things Orange County Soccer Club. And helping me out for this episode, we've got Brad. Brad, how you doing?
You know, I got to see you yesterday, and that made my week, so quite all right.
I feel special that I made your week from a brief visit as we watched hockey. We're both, I'm on a work trip in Las Vegas down the street from Brad. So we said, hey, let's meet up and let's enjoy some hockey and some food. And we did that. Thank you for having me out for that, Brad, by the way. You can't tell, I'm at Red Rock here in Vegas. It's not on the strip, but it's beautiful right now. Thus, I'm sitting outside doing the show. And we got one other person helping us out today. That is Matt. Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. A little bit of a rough weekend on the sports front, but, you know, pretty accepting of that at this point right now. So, it'll get better. I think Orange County will turn it around. Chelsea, who cares? Whatever. Wait for the end of the season. And Duckies, we'll turn it around. We'll win the series.
A rough weekend for you, it sounds like, for sports. Mine, not too great as well. Although the team that I used to support in the Premier League, they got out of the relegation zone. We'll see if they'll be able to keep that up. Speaking of the weekend, I'm going to come out straight right here, and this is going to sound weird. Y'all can ask me for clarification on this. Orange County should have won the match this weekend. They didn't deserve the win based on how play went on the pitch, and they ended up losing. If that doesn't make sense, feel free to ask me what I mean by that, Brad. But they go on the road to Sacramento. They're up 1-0 at halftime, looking like they're in control. A typical Orange County match where we're not scoring a lot, but we're also not giving up that goal, even though Sacramento had some opportunities. That whole bend, don't break mentality from Orange County that we've seen so far this season. We give up the equalizer in the second half. We then go back ahead. And then, man, a crazy final, 8 minutes of this match sees Orange County with a 2-1 lead, giving up 2 late goals to lose. Brad, let's break this down into 2 halves. Break down the first half for Orange County against Sacramento. Was that scoreline of 1-0 justified?
Yeah, you know, I don't really know how to break down this match other than we kind of did exactly what we keep saying not to do, allowing an early goal, which then gets called back off. But the team kind of struggled to get into this game, whether that's because Sacramento is just a good team, or I don't know exactly how to put it. Just it's a very off feeling from this game.
Brad is so can't even get words out of his mouth to explain his thoughts on this match. Which the first half he's already confused. I love it, Brad. Matt, let me ask you this. Yeah, Sacramento looked like they went up really early. Goals called off, I believe, for offside. Orange County gets an opportunity around the 10 or 11 minute mark with a PK, and we can't capitalize on that. Is that precursor? Should have Orange County fans known when that PK was missed that the result would be what it was, or is that just good goalkeeping from the Sacramento keeper?
Yeah, it's good goalkeeping. It's it's a penalty. It's maybe not a coin flip, but that it happens. He guessed right, saved it. Is what it is. Was it a pen? Kind of on the line for me. I would not been upset if it wasn't called, and I'm fine that it was. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is a game where I understood what you said earlier, Ray, when you were introducing the game, but I probably disagree. I don't think we looked that much the better team. Maybe slightly edged it, if anything, but I think we're just still struggling a little bit going forward. Defensively, we're solid as usual, but yeah, just little things aren't clicking. We look so good at certain points, and then my one gripe with our old coach is I really do think we take our foot off the gas, to some extent rightly, but I just wish we'd go for a second a little more often, try to bury teams a little bit. Yeah.
Let me clarify for you because I think we're on the same page. I don't think on the pitch we were the better team. Now we should have won the match because we were up 2-1 late in this match. What I'm saying is we just sort of folded in the final few minutes of this match. I don't think we deserved to win, so we didn't deserve the victory. Sacramento did look the better team on the pitch. Let me ask you this. With the team up 2-1, and I'll go to you first, Brad. We were up 2-1 late in this match. We concede that goal. Now it's a 2-2 situation. I think the way the match played out, I think we probably would have been fine with a 2-2 draw with the way the match played out throughout the entire 90 minutes. Is that a statement you would agree with, Brad?
Yeah, I think going into this game, if you said 2-2 game, Orange County produces enough opportunities to be relevant, but not win the game, I don't think anybody here complains. The way it happens, though, just giving up a late goal and then the penalty, which we'll talk more about later, but forcing a save out of Rando, and then unfortunately, the rebound goes in. It's definitely a little bit of a heartbreak. The team defensively remains strong, minus a couple of mistakes. That we keep saying, limit the mistakes. It's just the team also needs to keep on the gas, just like Matt was saying.
All right, I get you there. Let's just bring that because I know everyone's thinking about it. I'm sure all the listeners are thinking about that final moment, basically that sealed the fate for this match. Although, when you think about it, it wasn't on the penalty that the goal was scored. It was on the rebound from the penalty. But still, there was a penalty situation. Matt, I'm going to ask you this. This is a trivia question for you. In sports, when youth sports that involve whistles, what do we teach the kids to do when there's a whistle, when the referee or the official has a whistle? What do we tell them?
Stop as soon as you think they're offside.
That is not what we tell them. Come on, Matt.
That's what Jackson Cone thinks. That's what Tyson Espy thinks. That's story of the weekend, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Espy, I don't know if you're referring to the Espy thing or you're referring more to the penalty thing. That to me was frustrating. I understand the ball bounces kind of right back to him. I'd have to see it again. Like they showed a different camera angle during the game, and felt like maybe one of our players could have gotten there if they were really rushing the box when he took the kick. Maybe that's unfair. Maybe they didn't really have time to get there before he kind of headed it in. But maybe you kind of give him a little something. Maybe he misses that header to put in the rebound for the penalty. To answer your question, of course, he played at the whistle, but and that I'd like to try as best I can to not avoid the subject, but there was so much else we could have done in that game. Sadly, Jesus Christ, War got his ankles absolutely broken, put on skates there. love the man, but that was like even I was out of my seat on that. Like, oh, yeah. Let me say this. Sorry to kind of change the subject a little bit, but their wingers were such a difference maker, and it's something that I was so impressed with. I don't know if I call them necessarily wingers. They seem to kind of rotate a little bit, but that's something we lack. I mean, Cambridge actually looked really good and kind of did a bit of it when he came on, but just going at their fullbacks and just making something happen, right? Like we just saw War get put on skates. Like I don't expect them to do that, but I do think our wingers sometimes take the easy option. Sometimes it's just have a go at them. Like I love this from Cambridge here, but just go at them and make them make a decision. And at this level, you're going to put someone on skates sometime. You get them to bite the wrong way. That's something that I really like. That's probably my biggest thing from this game that I remember thinking, like especially in the second half, is watching, I forgot his name, their left winger, like just go at War over and over again and just not, okay, you've messed up on one of them, lost the ball, go again. Just keep going. Eventually it'll work. And he had a few times where he was able to make something happen just by forcing an error or just being absolutely tenacious and not taking no for an answer there. And I want more of that from a couple of our players.
From the wingers. Yeah. Yeah, and for those that don't watch the video version of this, they just listen to audio. What Matt was referencing to what he liked from Cambridge was the crossing the box that found Benzini and hit back of the net. An awesome contribution from the two players that had just recently subbed into the match at that point as well. I think if you were to look at this match and you're looking like who is maybe the best player for Orange County, if he gets a little bit more playing time, it's probably Cambridge, right, Brett?
Yeah, no, I thought Cambridge, when he came on the game, was a bright spot. And same thing with Bazzini, immediate impact when he came onto the field. And I wanted to highlight that, really good play from the both of them on the goal. And hopefully we see more of that moving forward as well.
Again, it was brought up the Tyson SB picking up the ball before the whistle was blown, sort of thought that, I think when you look at the replay, everyone on the pitch except for two people knew that it was offside. But it's just the two people that didn't know it was offside were the two that matter most. And it's up to them to make that decision. And because I think if you look about it, even the Sacramento players sort of give up on the play. It's like no one's hustling after that ball. But still, that's where I was referencing, Matt, is, as a youth, you teach 5, 6, 7-year-olds, play the whistle. You keep playing till you hear the whistle. And that's an instance where the youngster has to understand no whistle has been heard yet, so I just keep playing. And it's unfortunate for him that it was in the box, thus leading to a penalty. Again, saved by Rando, which was awesome. I don't remember the last time I saw a match where both sides had a PK and both goalkeepers stopped the PK. Just unfortunately, in the moment for Orange County, the ball bounced literally right back to the PK shooter for Sacramento. It was a bang play, Matt. I don't think anyone from Orange County really had a good opportunity. Maybe if the ball is slightly slower back to the PK taker, then Orange County maybe can get to it. But it was such a bang play. I don't blame anyone from Orange County for that going in. It was just tough. Any last thoughts from either of you? I'll go to you first, Matt, before we move on and look ahead to the next match for Orange County.
Yeah, I'd like to see Bazzini play more, and kind of sad to say Zubak play a little less. I thought, like you said, he made an instant impact. I really like Zubak. As a person, I've just been very frustrated with his contribution overall. I think it's time that you give Bazzini either the start or at least that first substitute spot. I think maybe our best team doesn't include either of them, with McKinnon kind of up front and two wingers, especially with Cambridge looking good. If Jameer comes in and plays on the left, you could have a nice front three right there, depending on kind of what coach goes with on the formation and whatnot. But I really liked what Bazzini did. That header was fantastic. It's exactly what you want to see from your striker, and I'd like to see more of what he can do with holding the ball up, with other phases of play. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Perfect. What about for you, Brad? Any last thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, last week we spent a lot of time talking about, back and forth about, do we let kids make mistakes in games like this? And unfortunately, the answer that I said last week, I still stand by. Yes, you do let the kids make mistakes. And what has that resulted in the last 2 weeks? It's resulted in a red card in a semi-meaningless cup game and a late goal that ultimately was the game winner for our opponent in the regular league itself. And I think it is important for us to circle back and kind of reevaluate the statement. And I know Ray's answer probably doesn't change, and I know Matt wasn't on the show last week to, fully put his POV and spin onto it, but I don't think my answer does change. Unfortunately, we are Orange County, who is known for giving these kids, opportunities and spots, and that's something that we're going to have to continue to do if we want to entice kids over to the team, and eventually, cash out on those contracts and forward movement of those players, because that's just the sustainable way for the team to attract talent. Unfortunately, that means that we're going to see boneheaded mistakes like that very frequently, as we have in the past. But hopefully that stuff gets learned over time. Matt, I know I did mention for you. Did you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I think if we're going to sit and celebrate Tyson's goal the way we did a couple weeks ago, and how awesome it is to have your own, one of your own score a goal like that, and the explosion of celebration and how happy that makes you, you have to also accept that you're going to have things like this happen. Look, like, would I rather the youth players be attackers where it's a little less of a negative pressure? Or, not less pressure, but less downside or whatever to having a 17-year-old center back is tough. Like, you're going up against grown men. You're looking at a position, same thing with goalkeeper, right? You're looking at a position that's typically, derives a lot from experience. It's the toughest position for a youngster, whereas wingers go out there and have fun, do something crazy. I'm all for it. It's going to be tough, and I'm okay with it. I don't know if I want him starting every game, but I'm absolutely fine with sacrificing a potential result like this if it means getting someone like him up and running and giving him that experience, whether that's to play for us for a few years or, make the money or whatever it might be. So that's the unfortunate side is, I'd love to see him stick around for a few years, but also, part of the whole system is to,
the youth development and move them on to Europe.
Exactly. Cash in if it's possible. So I look, it's the model. It's what it is. But I would have probably answered yes to that question. But I think it's worth it. And especially, like I said, you get moments like his goal, like that to me makes it worth it, right? Like those moments are special, and I'd trade one or two of these for one of those any day.
Let me just jump in here really quick. I'm a little disappointed, Brad, because I believe we talked about this yesterday, and I shared my reasoning behind that, and you sort of said, okay, I could see that. I can get behind that. So it's not that I was against us playing the young players. It was just me that upset that of all the matches that we played this season, the match against Laguna United, the one team that you're pretty much guaranteed a victory no matter who you're putting. You could probably put James Keston in the starting 11 in that match. You probably still come out victorious. No disrespect to Laguna United, but there's a more talented roster with Orange County. I was more upset that, okay, you're going to play the youth against El Paso. Great. Play them also against Laguna United. If you're going to want to give them an opportunity to play, that is the match to do so. Put Tet in goal. Start SB because that's his former club team. Start a couple of the youngsters in that match, and maybe that's then I'm not upset about them playing the youth against El Paso. Here's the other thing I want to talk, because I know there are a lot of people that are maybe frustrated over what we've seen with a lot of minutes for some of the young players early on in the season here. Keep in mind, the more minutes that these young players are getting now, and the team is still they've had success early on in the season. It's not like we're bottom of the table because we're playing the young players. We're still in the top portions of the Western Conference, and we're getting quality minutes for the young players on this roster. So come July, August, September, these players will now have been battle tested. And if we do have to call on them, because we all know with Orange County, you are going to have prolonged injury spells for some of these players. That's just what happens with this team, regardless of who's on the roster. So if you have an SB, Apollo, some of the Jameer, some of these younger players getting big minutes early on in the season, now we call upon them when we're making that push for the playoffs, or even when we're in the playoffs and we need them. They will at least have been battle tested. They will have dusted off some of those errors that you make when you're a young player with little experience, and now they're ready for that. So trust in the process, folks. Don't be so upset at this point. If we're bottom of the table come June and we're doing this, maybe it just means we're throwing in the towel. Or then you could be frustrated if we're still in a possibility of making the playoffs and we're still doing what's not working. Then you could be frustrated and upset about that. But trust in that process. I think everything is good for this team. If you're watching the video, we've got the standings up there. We're second in the table, and we're acting like this loss this weekend is like the worst thing that could have happened to Orange County because of the young players on the roster. It'll all work out. We've seen this year in, year out. The young players get early playing time, and then you see one or two of them step up when it counts late in the season or in the playoffs. So that's what we're going to see.
I don't know about you, Brad, but who's he talking to when he said you guys are acting like this is the worst thing? Second time he said that. I ain't talking to me.
I think he's talking to both of us.
No, I'm talking about.
He's freaking out.
I think there were some fans that were starting to freak out early on with playing the young players too much already. So I'm just wanting to make sure people aren't stressed out. I think the fans that have been here for a while, they're not freaking out yet. They sort of know the process. But you got to remember, this team is growing. We're seeing some new fans join in the fold that maybe are not used to what Orange County does out there or the process. And I'm just wanting to give them the assurance that this is not a time to freak out yet. Time to freak out. We'll talk about it when we'll start talking about it on the show. If the record isn't going well around June, July, I'll start asking those questions. But right now we're in a good spot, and the young players are getting playing time, so they'll be ready for the future. Maybe we'll see some more opportunities for playing time for the youngsters. Maybe we see redemption from a Tyson SB in the upcoming match this Friday. Weird match day, but it's a Friday match in Colorado Springs. Apparently in Colorado, they're getting some snow this evening or tomorrow. I don't know. That's what some of the people that are at the conference I'm at today were talking about, that there's a big storm coming in. So who knows what it'll be like on Friday. What are your expectations for this match against Colorado Springs? If we look at the records, they are, I believe, bottom of the playoff picture right now, or maybe bottom of the West. I don't know. Bottom of the playoff picture, I think, based on that record. Brad, what do you think of Orange County heading into this match? Do you think they can bounce back and get a victory on the road against Colorado Springs?
Yeah, Colorado Springs has kind of been a little bit of a leaky faucet this season in terms of allowing goals against them. I'm just trying to make sure I get the number correct on the season. 13 goals against compared to our 6 is a very much big difference. The opposite's also true for their offense. They have 15 goals for to our 9. Obviously, we keep talking about how Orange County has a little bit of a problem when it comes to scoring goals, but the defense has been amazing. When these two teams have seen each other already earlier in the season, Orange County did walk away with a 1-0 victory in that regard. And these teams know each other very well. The retention on rosters has been pretty pretty good on both sides over the last year. So this is going to be a game that the teams know each other very well and kind of have a very structured game plan on how to attack us. They know what's going to work against us. We know what's going to work against them. And at the end of the day, I do anticipate this being a very low scoring game as a result.
Now, I want to come to you, Matt, but I first want to clarify. I don't want to mislead anyone because, we're second place and Colorado Springs is 8th place. The only reason we're probably where we are is we've played 2 more matches than Colorado Springs. You look at the records, that's where the difference is. We have 2 additional wins, but the losses and the draws are the same. So it's not like these teams are super spread out as far as where they are positioning. Matt, what concerns you heading into this match against Colorado Springs on Friday?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, we came up against Tulsa 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, and although that wasn't maybe their A team necessarily, I still haven't really checked. That's a high-powered offense, and we shut them down for the most part. So it's going to be a good test. I think this will be a good kind of gauge for where we're at. Is our defense real? Can we stop a team that maybe isn't scoring for fun but can score some goals for sure? This will be a good gauge to see, like, are we the team that just conceded 3 to Sacramento, or are we a team that conceded 3 in the rest of our games? So we'll see kind of how that all plays out. I'm kind of excited to see how we can do against that. Curious to see kind of any changes or tweaks coach makes to see if, who starts, if he's making any changes or just kind of goes with the tried and trusted. Hopefully get a little more healthy on the player front. So we'll see how it goes. And I mean, it seems like their goals are pretty centered. I mean, we've spread it out pretty good. I mean, just judging off their goal scorers, looks like they have a decent goal threat there. I'm not gonna pretend like I know too much about their team, but yeah, we'll see how it kind of goes.
Yeah, that's I've been talking about this all season where I'm loving what I'm seeing from Orange County, low scoring battles, just basically score one extra goal from your opponent, whether that means it's a 1-0 score line or a 2-1 score line. I feel like those are what we're going to see this season, but every so often you're going to have a little bit of a hiccup. And when you look at this match this past weekend against Sacramento, really it was 1-0 up until the 82nd, 83rd minute. It was not 1-0, 2-1 for Orange County. So we'd only conceded the 1 goal. It's been our recipe all season long. We just sort of fell apart in the final couple minutes. I'm expecting a bounce back against Colorado Springs. I think this low scoring defensive battle from Orange County, that style of play is going to play better on the road when you're in hostile situations, and you're picking and choosing your knockout punches, and you're just not letting the other team score. Because part of soccer, you let the other team score, especially early on. The fans are now into it. They're getting rowdy, they're getting loud, and they're putting the pressure on you. If you make it a boring game for those fans that spent $10, $15, $20 to $50, $60, $70 on tickets, and you're making their night a living hell because you're not letting their team do anything, it's going to work well for Orange County because you're taking that 12th man out of the equation where the fans are now just sitting there quiet, eating their popcorn, drinking their soda, and not really caring much about the match. I'm hoping that's what we see on the road against Colorado Springs. I want to see a bounce back from the defense because they sort of let things off. And also the midfield. I feel like there were some hiccups in the midfield here and there, especially late in the match. I think we saw a moment where Scylla was trying to, late in the match, I think where we're still up, and Scylla's trying to dribble through the team. And I think it was the young 17-year-old defender, 18-year-old defender, whoever it was for Sacramento, it's picks him like it was a basketball player, just someone tried to cross you over. You just put your hand out and got the ball back. That's sort of unacceptable from a player that you're expecting to be very dynamic out there on the pitch. Brad, who do you want to see step up for Orange County against Colorado Springs?
I'm going to go back to the 2 names that we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, but I'd like to see Bazzini step up again, and Cambridge, our recent signing, also step up. Those 2 really in their short stint last night or Saturday night put forward a good effort off the bench, and that's kind of the effort that we need to see moving forward.
So are you in that statement? Then are you hoping that they are in the starting 11 on Friday, Brad?
I wouldn't expect it, but I do hope, and the people that I would probably make room for at this point are probably going to be Zubak and Scylla from the last 11.
Okay. What about I would assume yours are probably very similar answers, Matt. But if you have a third option that you want to see step up as well, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, before I answer that, do we know Partita is that longer term, or was that just he missed the match? I
don't think I'm not aware of anything. I don't think Brad would know, but maybe he knows something that I don't know. We just probably
told some of our birds.
Yeah, I have no knowledge. I would love for him to be in there because I think that was a big missing part against Sacramento was the stability that Partita brings in there.
That's what I thought about when you were talking about the midfield stuff. I was like, yeah, that'll do it when you're missing one of your best players at controlling the game and kind of just being that metronome in the midfield. So I'd like to see him back in if he's healthy or see kind of what's going on there. Scylla, I'm torn about. I've said this before. He's my favorite player and also my one most frustrating players because he will do magical things that no one else in our team can do, and then he'll take a heavy touch and give it to the other team. I'd like to see him kind of see if he can get a consistent run of games and kind of get something going. He's my favorite player to watch on our team right now for sure. To me, he's the type of player that you go to the footy for. Gets you out of your seat, gets you excited. So I'd like to see him kind of given a run of games, maybe see how that goes. I definitely agree with Cambridge. I loved what I saw. So we'll see if he's kind of ready for 90 minutes with the team. Maybe still has to earn maybe a little more time, or I don't know what his fitness looks like. If he was totally fine and came, so I know he did started the season with Sacramento, or I kind of missed some of the story there, but I would assume he's fit, but maybe he needs a little bit more time to get a full 90. Yeah, and then I've already kind of said earlier, I definitely want to see either Bazzini start ahead of Zubak or move McKinnon back to that striker spot, and then bring a Jameson or Scylla or somebody on the left, and Cambridge on the right or something like that, and kind of go at this team. This team can be got at. I don't disagree with you, Ray. I do think that our style suits being on the road. I don't know that our style suits us being on the road. I don't know that I love how we tend to play on the road. We tend to be a little passive. You got to take your chances. You got to, sit and let them come at you and then hit them hard on the break. And sometimes I feel like we don't hit them hard on the break. We send a ball up to Zubak or whatever, and he's out there by himself, which I feel for him sometimes on that regard. But yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. I'm a little concerned with the fact that we have 9 or whatever straight, or one home game, 9 away games or whatever it is for our next run of games. Like I said a couple weeks ago when I was on, that this is going to be a telling one because we are a few points ahead of Colorado at this point, but we've also had majority home games to start the season. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe we're better on the road and we get even better in the standings. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, a couple quick just reactions to you. Yes, I agree with you. I think Scylla's the most dynamic player on the roster for Orange County. He's the one that's going to make you excited when he pulls off one of those amazing moves that we've all seen that he's capable of. But right now I think he's just I think there's no form. He doesn't have form right now because he's not getting consistent minutes. So maybe we see something from that. Talking about the upcoming schedule, yes, it's a long stretch with no home games, and really the only home game is the one at the stadium in Santa Ana. So it's not a true home game. It'll be a different pitch, a different atmosphere for the players. So that's a little bit scary there. But hopefully we're a road team. And if we can at least stay in the top 8 in the West, and then for that home stretch, we'll have a lot of home matches again. It puts us in a really good position at that point. So just be prepared maybe for a little bump in the road here as we're on the road quite a bit. But I think we've set ourselves up for this long stretch on the road because we're in a good position right now. Prediction, Brad, for this match against Colorado Springs.
Ooh, I did say that this is going to be a very low-scoring game, and I'm going to stand by that comment. I'm going to say it's going to be a 1-1 game, and I was going to say a goal scorer, but I guess I'll just keep riding the Bazzini train.
All right, there you go. What about you, Matt?
I do think they can be got at. I agree that it'll be relatively low scoring. I'd go with the 2-1 Orange County.
I'm going to go 2-0 Orange County in this match. I want to see Orange County get 2 goals and concede 0. I don't think we've really seen that yet in league play. Maybe we have. I don't know, Matt. Am I correct or wrong?
Dude, you're asking the wrong person. My memory doesn't go back further than Sacramento.
There we go. With that said, we don't have any guests like player or other soccer expert on the show, so this will be a little bit of a shorter episode. But before we do wrap things up, I do want to just go around table here and just check in. Does anyone have any other soccer news that they want to throw out and talk about? Brad, anything from you?
We did beat San Antonio 2-0, by the way. I want to throw that out there. So yes,
no, I got nothing.
Matt, how about you?
Oh, soccer. Come on, Hammers. Please. If Tottenham don't go down and Arsenal somehow pull off a Champions League and League double and Tottenham stay up, you guys won't see me for a while.
It's a Chelsea nightmare. That is a Chelsea nightmare.
All my joy will be sucked out. However, if all 3 of those things don't happen, they do go down, Arsenal slips up, and PSG or whoever, Bayern, we'll see tomorrow. Also, I will say, if you're a soccer fan, that game tomorrow is going to be cinema. Anybody who loves soccer, if you can tune into that game at noon tomorrow or whatever time it is for you, that game is going to be very, very good. That first game was an instant classic. So very excited to see that game tomorrow. And whoever wins that game, I'm praying. My favorite thing to hold over Arsenal fans is our European Cups. So I want to keep singing "They'll never win it." Please.
There we go. My random thought is actually Orange County related, and it's relating to the upcoming home match that we do have in Santa Ana at the stadium there. We need to pack the house, Orange County Soccer Club fans. So this is where we're going to tell you, and we don't get paid by the club to say this stuff. The club doesn't give us any bonus for mentioning stuff, but this is a match where you need to go and talk to your coworkers, your friends, tell them about this team, invite them out to the match. Tickets probably aren't going to be super expensive. It's a little bit more of a centralized location for the county as a whole. Let's pack this house. Let's make it fun, and let's show these teams that Orange County has a great fan base, and that Orange County will be able to fill that stadium and get a lot of fans in there. So just this is your job, your requirement right now is talk to people. If you take the bus somewhere and you're at the bus stop, talk to the people that are waiting at the bus stop with you. Talk to your coworkers by the water cooler. Talk to, if you're a parent, talk to your fellow parents that your kids go to school with, and invite the whole family to come out to something like that. It should be a fun night. It'll be an exciting night. I'm looking forward to it. So make sure you make your way out there.
I love just imagining Ray on a bus, just like, do you guys know the Orange County are playing at Santa Ana on May 23rd?
I mean, I didn't talk about that particular match, but here in Vegas at my conference, I've already spoken to probably about 25 people about Orange County Soccer Club and about soccer in general. So, I mean, I'm the type of person I'm willing. I'll start talking to them about soccer if they give me the opportunity to do so. With that said, we're going to wrap things up here. Before we do so, random thought from you, Brad.
Ooh. I don't like Michael Oliver.
All right. I think a lot of people don't like Michael Oliver, by the way. Matt, random thought from you.
Did you guys talk about, I forgot when this happened, but did you guys talk about the USLPA potential? Did that happen by last week's show?
No, I don't believe so.
Look at that, Matt. You got it. Go for it.
I mean, I don't know all the details. I just know I'm happy to hear that they seem to have come to a tentative agreement. Maybe waiting for the doorbell to ring from Mr. Knows way more than me. But yeah, I think it was a tentative agreement. So good signs. Good progress. Sounds like.
Yeah, no, I can definitely add on to that as well. Looks like as part of the agreement, most of the demands the players have requested are being met in some way, shape, or form. So hopefully over the next couple of weeks, we move away from 1 minute protests before each half, and things go back to normal for the foreseeable future.
There we go.
Here.
I really don't have I don't have a big random thought. The only one I'm going to say is every time I, plan to come to Vegas, I'm like, get excited, but then I forget that all these hotels with casinos, there's smoking going on. So if I have sounded raspy or if I look like my throat has been bothering me at all, it's because I've been sitting in the conference rooms where they're pumping air freshener to mix in with all that recycled smoke. And thus it's just been bothering my allergies and my throat, plus all the dry weather we have out here. And it's been windy. So I apologize if I've sounded off today. But with that said, I do want to thank everyone for this great, wonderful, short episode. Although we did hit close to 45 minutes, so that's awesome. My co-host, Brad, my co-host, Matt, producer, Mr. Doorbell, all of you listeners that were listening today or listen on the chats, thank you for doing so. This has been the Orange and Black SoccerCast. We are out.